It's about time I get back to what I do best, and today we're going to be looking at a figure from the highly regarded Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, and that is the second greatest hero of all time, Zack Fair.
Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep. Embrace your dreams. And, whatever happens, protect your honor. As soldier! Come and get it!
Hey guys, it's 101R Smith, and today we're going to be looking at another PlayArts Kai figure. I'm pretty excited for this because I really thought this was a long time coming. You see, last year when they announced the PlayArts Kai Cloud Strife from the 7 remake, when I saw the design, I automatically said, oh my god, all they have to do is give him a new head sculpt and different arms and we have Zack. And wait, and you know, Square Enix actually finally answers the call. We have a brand new Zack Fair figure, and I'm pretty excited for this because Zack Fair I really do believe to be the second greatest hero of all of Final Fantasy. I put Cloud first because here's the thing. Zack always knew what he wanted to be, and he always had self-assurance and confidence. Cloud did not, but in spite of the fact that he did not have those traits, he did not give up and decided to be a hero otherwise. So that's why I have to give Cloud a little bit of a bump because he did it without having any self-assurance or confidence and be able to be a hero in spite of that. Now, with PlayArts Kai, again, it's getting a little bit more difficult for me to justify the purchases for these figures. You see, while the figures usually look great, and maybe one or two times there might be some QC issues, the problem I have with PlayArts Kai is I feel with a lot of them, you don't really get a lot what you pay for. For example, you're paying bare minimum $150 for this, and you're only going to get one weapon. One of my greatest critiques for PlayArts Kai is that I wish that they would come with a extra accessory or their ultimate weapon. Like, when I look at Cloud, I wish he had come with his ultimate weapon. And with Zack, he's only coming with this one weapon. In this release, I really felt that it would have been nice if we gotten a different head sculpt like his second class when he's younger in the first half of the game. That would have been highly appreciative. But in spite of that, we still are going to have a chance to look at a really good figure. I'm excited for this. I've been waiting for this for about 8 months, and I had to treat myself for my birthday a couple weeks ago, and this was my birthday gift to myself. So why don't we open up the box and see what we have here? When you open up the door of the box, you'll be greeted with some nice promotional artwork of Zack from Crisis Core. And on the bottom, you'll be greeted with biographies of him as well as the story behind Midgard. On the right side, you'll have a nice, beautiful window of what you'll be getting inside of the package. Lo and behold, we now have the PlayArts Kai Zack Fair. And just out of the box, I love the details they were able to put in. While they did use Remake Cloud as a template, they were able to add their own distinct details to make it Zack. One of the favorite things I love out of the box is his more tannish skin tone in comparison to Cloud. And his head sculpt is very rigid, and it has his pretty boy looks as well as that Super Saiyan-esque hair and the bang that stands up. That's not plastic, that's molded in. And just everything they were able to tweak the figure as a template and make Zack his own character, which I love, and it definitely is going to stand out each Cloud. Now, while he looks great, why don't we check out his articulation and see how he handles. Like always, let's start with the head, and just fair warning about grabbing his head because of the bang. His head can go up and down because there's 2 joints in the bottom and the top of the neck. However, you're not going to get 360 degrees due to the collar. The arm can go about that out, and then when it comes to 360, you're not going to really get it because of how the arm is pegged into the shoulders. You're going to get a single jointed elbow and single jointed wrists, as well with pivots in the biceps. You're going to get a double jointed chest that can go up and down, and you're going to get a beautiful double splits with the legs. You're going to get a swivel cut on the thigh. And I'm going to say this right now, I don't know why, but pulling out both joints of the knees were very difficult in filming and even after filming this review. They're really stiff out of the box. And you're going to get a simple toe pivot and swivels on the ankles and sides. It has a good amount of articulation, but it can be difficult. Just like with any other Player Arts Kai figure, you're going to come with accessories. Other than the fist, you're going to get 2 different types of hands, relax and holding. And the one main accessory here is going to be Zack's Buster Sword that he got from Angeal. Now, when it comes to molding and sculpt, this is the exact same as Remake Cloud's. However, there were some alterations to make it more accurate to Crisis Core Gen 7 Remake. The gold finish and the hilt being brown instead of gray. One thing that I don't like is that they took away the different sets of holding hands that Remake Cloud came with. For example, Remake Cloud came with 2 holding hands. One's to hold the sword straight, and one to hold it at an angle. You don't get the angle holding hands, which I found a little bit disappointing. And as well, just like with any other modern Player Arts Kai, you're going to get a display stand. It works just as well, but you might want to get yourself another one if you want more dynamic posing. But it gets the job done. Just like with Remake Cloud, you're going to get this tab that is going to go to the back of Zack's back. You're going to take out the tab that's already existing, and you're going to push it into here. Just like with Remake Cloud, it's going to allow you to put the Buster Sword in Zack's back firmly and strongly. Just be mindful because it can get stuck very easily. It won't break anything, but just you want to be mindful of that because it can be difficult to pull out and to put it back in. And here's Zack next to Player Arts Kai Cloud from Advent Children. I decided to go with Advent Children instead of 7 Remake because most of the reviews that I've seen for Remake Cloud says that Zack is not accurate because Zack is supposed to be taller than Cloud. I thought maybe Advent Children Cloud would be scaled more appropriately, but still there's a disconnect. Zack is supposed to be taller than Cloud, but they're the same height. So in terms of accuracy, you might be a little disappointed, but in terms of looks, you might be satisfied. When you're looking at Player Arts Kai Zack Fair, he's a really good figure because, again, it brings the original Player Arts Kai Zack Fair, brings him up to modern standards, and he's just really good to look at. One of my favorite details about Zack is the fact that his scar on his cheek is molded in. That's not painted. Well, it is painted slightly. That is actually molded into the head sculpt, which I do find to be an awesome amount of detail that they put into this figure to help him stand out just a bit more than Cloud. However, I do find that some of the articulation and translation from Remake to Cloud to Zack was lost. I felt that Remake Cloud was easier to maneuver than Zack. His joints are really stiff. With the exception of his wrist, I tried to hold the Buster Sword in one hand and the wrist is already falling off. So that might really be concerning in the long term about the steadiness of the wrist. You're really going to have to use the elbows to hold off that Buster Sword. Another thing that I'm disappointed with is just, again, the lack of accessories. It would have been really cool to have a different head sculpt that had Zack in his second class time, or when he was younger, along with the original sword that he had in the first half of Crisis Core. I really thought that would have been cool in an optional piece, considering that just this week alone, Square Enix announced Player Arts Kai Era from Crisis Core, and she's coming with a completely different head sculpt. It would have been cool for them to have both different head sculpts, her with the praying and him just as his younger self when they first met. Would have been a cool bonus, and it really hurts a little bit in terms of accessories. I find just the accessories are just a little bit lacking for the price tag. But if you're just looking for the figure, this is a beautiful figure and will be a great addition to your Final Fantasy collection. I'm so glad that I was able to pick this up for my birthday. My plan is also to get to do Vincent, so be on the lookout for that review later on this summer. And I'm just so glad and happy to have this figure. So 2 thumbs up for me. I know the price tag might be a little bit discerning for some people, but I think it's worth it to bite the bullet. But go for it if you can. This is 101 R. Smith, and I will see you later. Peace.